Kicking is a skill that you might notice comes quite naturally to some children. It's really important that we teach them the proper technique so they can do the skill to its full potential. Before we get started, there are a few things we need to remember before teaching our fundamental movement skills. 1. Make sure that you pop a sticker on a dominant foot, whether it's their left or right foot. This will act as a visual cue to not only support your teaching, but support the children. And 2, make sure that with any of our manipulative skills, we start teaching the legs first before we include the arms. It's time to break down our kicking. Step 1 for our kicking, we're just going to be focusing on our legs. So let's glue our hands to our hips. In order for us to do a nice big kick, we need to have strength and stability in our legs. So we're going to practice a few balances. Can we lift up our sticker foot? Great job. Can you swap? Amazing. See if every time that you do it, you can balance for a little bit longer. Step 2 of our kicking, we're still focusing on the legs, so hands back to hips, but this time we need to practice balancing, but also doing some leg swings, as that is the motion of kicking. So we're going to be moving our sticker foot this time. Let's bring our sticker foot back, and forward, and back, and forward. Great job. Let's swap legs. Back, and forward, and back, and forward. Fantastic. If you need a little bit more support, maybe you could hold on to your friend's hand, or maybe you could hold on to the wall for stability. Now, step 3 is when we can start to get the ball ready for the child to kick. So I have a cone set up and I have the ball next to it. It's really important that the non-kicking foot is standing next to the cone, just so it's out of the way. So then when we're moving on to step 4, which is when we start to kick, we're ready and we're super confident in what our legs can do. Now remember, you can kick with your toes, the side of your foot, or with the shoelaces. Just keep practicing until you find what's most comfortable. Let's do a big kick all together. Maybe you have a net or a target that you're trying to kick towards. You ready? Hands on hips or hands by your sides. Ready at the cone. We go back and kick. Great job. Have a really fun time practicing the kicking with the children. You might notice that there are a few common errors the children do as they are learning a skill for the first time. It's really important that we learn to detect and correct these errors so they do not progress further with bad habits. Some common errors you might notice the children do as they start to kick is that they get a little bit confused of actually how to kick the ball. It's important for you to know that they can kick the ball using their toes, the side of their foot, or their shoelaces. All 3 ways are correct. Keep encouraging the children to practice to find out what way is most comfortable for them. Another error that you might notice them do is that they're standing too far away or too close with their non-kicking foot. You can encourage them to stand next to a cone or even on a big dot or a sticker so that they know exactly where their non-kicking foot needs to be. And lastly, you might notice that they're looking down at the ground, which means that they have a bent back. They are allowed to be looking down at their foot as they're kicking it, but encourage them to stand up nice and tall and every now and then keep looking up. Happy kicking.